Hi flutes, today we're going to learn right hand position and we're going to learn how to hold our flute and play our first note on the entire flute. So you've been working a whole lot on just head joint here on all three notes. So you should still be working on that every single day. Keep using that other video. Today we're going to put our flute together. So first off, when you put your flute together, I always make sure, or you should always make sure, that the foot joint is lined up here. The rod of the foot joint is lined up with the center of the keys on the body of the instrument. So it's all together like this, okay? When you look really close, that rod, so the long line here, is pointing to the center of this key. So as I'm putting it together, I'm going to hold this here. I just kind of push and twist the foot joint on, making sure I'm not pressing any rods, so I'm holding up here. Push and twist the foot joint on, okay? And then make sure that that's lined up. When I put the head joint on, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm holding up here where there's no keys. I put the head joint together. I'm not going to push it in all the way. You see how it's out just a little bit, okay? And then I want to make sure that the tone hole, which is here, is lined up with this very first key right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around and look down this way, and mine's not in line right now, so I need to turn it, okay? I'm going to turn around and look down the barrel, down the head joint and the barrel of the flute until you can see this tone hole right here is lined up directly in line with this first key here. Not these two little keys over here. That's not what I'm talking about, but this first actual key here, okay? So today, like I said, we're working on right hand position, okay? So this is my left hand, okay? And I'm just gonna hold my left hand here, okay? So I'm not sure if the video is flipped, but the flute is going to point to your right, okay? So the head joint should be the same as it was before, okay? And the flute is pointing to your right, okay? So I'm gonna scoot over here in the video so you can see my right hand. Okay, I'm going to hold right here on the barrel with my left hand just to kind of hold it still. Take your right hand, okay, and I want you to just shake it out and drop it down beside you. Now bring it up. It should be very, very relaxed in like this C position, okay? If I turn completely sideways, you can see that my wrist is straight. My fingers can move easily. This is exactly how your flute is going, or your flute hand is going to be in the right hand, okay? Now on my flute, you can see there's the foot joint with these paddle keys here. My pinky is gonna touch this key right here, which is on the foot joint, okay? And my other three fingers are going to go on these last three keys, okay? So my right hand, I'm gonna bring it up, and then I can just bring the flute up to meet it, okay? Where you can see it in the video. And my hand just goes here, okay? Pinky touches this key, and these three keys are right here. This is fingers, we label them 4, 5, and 6, okay? So number 4, 5, 6, because we still have a left hand, that's fingers 1, 2, and 3. So our right hand is fingers 4, 5, and 6, and the pinky goes here, okay? So my fingers just float over the keys. Look at my thumb. You see how it's kind of turned sideways, okay? It's not like this. I'm not pinching because that turns my hand kind of a funny direction, but it's kind of turned sideways, just kind of it's on its side, kind of underneath my first finger, kind of in between. Right here is good. It's also not sticking underneath the flute like this. It's back here so that my wrist can stay straight. Let me see if you can see it in the video, okay? So my wrist can stay nice and straight instead of bent funny down or up, okay? So when I go to play in the front, you can look like this. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to press the pinky down, and that's it. So I'm kind of balancing the flute here in my right hand with my thumb and my pinky. My other three fingers are just kind of floating right now. They're not pressing any keys. We don't need to press any keys in the right hand except the pinky, because that's going to be one of the balance points we're going to learn about that will actually help hold the flute, okay? So thumb and pinky are balancing, okay? And go ahead and press this pinky key right here. It's that first pinky on the foot joint, okay? And your other three fingers are floating. Now, this is a lower note. It's kind of mid-range actually, but it's on the lower side. So make sure your top lip is really, really aiming the air down, okay? And you want to start with that nice poo syllable. Embouchure hasn't changed. It's exactly the same as what I was doing on head joint only. It's actually very similar to one of those notes. It's in between the open note and that low note. So you want to aim your air down, okay? So let's try that again. Shake out your hand, Bring it up into a relaxed C. Just hold on the barrel with your left hand and bring the flute up and place it right where it belongs. Make sure your thumb is straight, okay? Your wrist is straight. It's not bent under or bent up. It's straight. Your hand is relaxed. Your fingers can move easily. Press your pinky down only. Bring the flute to playing position. Okay, it's going to go right out to the right side of you, and it comes straight to you. Try that with me. 1, 2. Rest again. Rest and awesome. Keep practicing that for the next few days, and we'll learn left hand position soon, but keep practicing on the right hand and that one note that you have on the flute, and then keep practicing head joint.